Banter just made a launch of a new meme coin called Baked. This launch was one of the most intense one because just in few hours, the market cap went up to $100 million to just crash down to only $10 million few minutes later. So we're gonna study everything of what happened on the blockchain to understand who made all the money and how they did it so you can be the one making it next time. By the way, welcome on Hands-on Finance, where we study what's happening on chain because the blockchain is, yes, an open ledger. So we can see all the transactions, who made money, who lost money, follow the smart money, so we can make even more money. And today's special video because there was a lot of people that didn't follow the smart money. So don't forget to pour down your little matcha and let's get to it. As a good detective, we always start to look by the beginning of what happened to understand the uncovering. Right off the bat, I can spot one lie right here because the top trader actually invested only 10K and got $3 million out of it. So that's a 300x. But that's not what we want to see. We want to see what happened on the creation of the token, who created it. The launch was a bit different because it was on this platform, which is kind of a copy of Pump Fund. I don't know why they choose this platform, but what I know is like this, I can know the developer that was behind it, and that's the information I want to study. First is who is the dev behind it, what were his moves. As you can see, we do not have more transaction than this, so this wallet was just funded by Bitget Exchange. They sent 12 SOL and then they created the coin, which is a cost of $2 to mint 1 billion baked. This number is important to remember. We will use it later to understand who made the money and what's the shady things behind it. I can see here they bought 11.8 SOL. So that's as intended. They bought 300 million. That's 30% of the supply. However, we have to link this with another important thing. We have the website of the meme coin. I will tell you my opinion about the meme coin later on. Is that when you check the tokenomics, we have 40% that should be allowed to other things. So from this first transaction, we are missing 100 million to be able to do the gummy stakers. I don't know what it is, why we need to stake a meme coin, but hey, whatever the people want. Future airdrops, exchange, and market makers. So now the second thing I want to see is who bought right after it was created. We have the minting transaction here, and we have the plus 12 SOL almost that they send, and then they receive that. So then we have someone else buying it for 4 SOL here, which they got 29 million. And again, we got 3 SOL, 3 SOL, 5 SOL, 3.5 SOL, 4.21 SOL. I have to mention that I do not know how the live happened. So I'm just really focused only on what's happening on chain because I did not knew they were doing a launch. And to be fair with you guys, I don't really watch Crypto Banter. Now, I also didn't knew they did a launch on a coin, but you guys rated my last video to ask about a video on Baked. So here I am. Let's see what kind of bios we have. We're gonna check who did those transactions. Right off the bat, we can see that this is different wallets. However, they happen all at the same time. Now remember this number, this is the minting transaction. It was in the block 1156. And we are going to check the other transactions. So this one appear in the block 1180. This one appear in the block 1180 as well, 4 SOL. This one for 3 SOL appear in the block 1180. That one for 5.25 appear in the block 1180. That one in the block 1180. So I know what's happening here. When you do this, it's called bundling your transaction. You put all your transaction into the same block and you send it to the blockchain. Maybe all those transactions are on purpose by the team of Crypto Banter to auto-snipe it for other purposes. And we know that they are missing 100 million token here. So if I make quick math, we are way above 100 million token, which if I connect to this, then there is something wrong. So let's check the profile, who is behind those transactions to see if they sold or did anything malicious. And all the other transactions appear to be just in the next block 118. Now, if you have been trading on a platform like that, you know that those amounts are not normal. I wish I could show you, but I can't because this platform have only crap token on it. So then we're gonna check the accounts, what they've been up to. We got some base, we got some strange move on Mother Iggy, plus 41, plus 40, plus 40, and do not get it. And we have a buy transaction here of baked 4 million. Now this is suspicious. We have someone swapping Mother for really tiny transactions back and forth. So that's probably market maker, volume bot. I do not know exactly now. However, I know that this is not a normal investor. So same, like until the last transactions, which we are in the block 1183, everything happened by the same people. We have this wallet, which got 55 million of baked, which also has those transactions on bear. So one was on Mother, the other one on bear. And that's why it's important to understand that, because we can see that the supply right from the beginning was mostly controlled only by few wallets, which explain how the price can skyrocket, but this is artificial. And for the other supply that was bought by the dev, we know that he sent 100 million token to that address, and that address send it to another address. I'm almost sure that the address that received the 100 million token is actually the airdrop dispatcher, because when you check the transaction, who is signing it is the one who is receiving the baked. Now that we know that we have a problem on the supply of base, well, we are going to study who are the top traders, and particularly this one that interests everyone, which is the sniper. And that's where it gets really interesting, because when you check the sniper, he bought 70 SOL of token, which gave him 81 million token. Now, you could think that that's only 10% of the supply. No, because everything is linked. We have to remember that everything was sniped almost in the same block here. You see the number of transactions, block 83, block 82, 81, all the tokens. I did not go through all of them, but most of the one that we saw did not sell or do anything. If we ask our good old friend Claude, we know that then 700 million of the tokens are not moving, which means that when our sniper here bought almost 100 million token, he was owning most of the supply, not 10%, because the circulating supply is not 1 billion token. And that's why this guy made so much money. I want you to understand that. It's all about the numbers. We don't look only at this. We look at this compared to that, compared to what is circulating. Now let's check the sniper and how he did it. We have his buy transaction here for 70 SOL, which is a pretty big amount. The sniper bought it on Radium, not on this website where no one managed to buy, because they couldn't, as the transactions were bundled. Now, who is our sniper? We cannot make a link yet from our sniper to crypto Banter. However, what I can do is study the transaction made by this sniper. And before I show you how he did it, I want to say that you guys are really not nice to me. Plus today, it's my birthday, you know. Talking about crypto Banter, I might have problem just because I'm studying what's happening on chain. And I could have been on this show killer ways, but now I'm burning my luck. Look, that would have been perfect here. But maybe I'm too handsome for this crowd and probably too funny. But that's still, like, there's a space here. I think we could have handsome finance, media entrepreneur, and for me it would just be troll, day gamer, ladyboy hunter, whatever they want to. But one day guys, just spam them. When you check the transaction of the sniper, you can see that it's not the only token that it played with. It started 3 days ago, played around with Catmera, and when I checked Catmera, it was a pumped up fun token that got listed on the Radium. It sniped as soon as it arrived on the Radium, bought a part of the supply, then sold it directly after it. So if you lost money on baked, maybe you will feel better that you know the sniper that made $3 million also lost $25 on Catmera launch, and he could have sold it later on. It's a sad day for him. But I don't want to stop here. I want to see where this guy is sending his money. He sent $500,000 to this address, which is probably just his pass-through address because he's swapping some USDC to Sol. And that address might be his storing address with, you can see it better than me. You have $2 million on it. I can see he sent 20 Sol to that address as well, which is probably a sniping again. 32 Sol, doing tons of buy, directly sell just after it, 104, 105. 1629, 1629, 1630. Now this is a sniper. What is a sniper? It's someone that buys earlier than you. And how they do that? You have to understand that the competition you're in is not a fair competition. It's like Formula 1. It's the one who have the fastest car and the one who have the fastest team in the pit, or whatever they call it. But that's where it is, where every small changes will make a big difference. And I know this because I showed you in a previous video that we have those tools that we build in Investors Boardroom. For example, this one, you see, when a contract gets shared on Telegram, we can buy it faster than anyone, and it's in a blink of an eye. It's in less than a second. Now, there's all an infrastructure that comes in the blockchain, invites you to study the blockchain if you want to learn it. We had some of the base course and the best people to teach it in the Investors Boardroom, of course. But it's everything. Is the server, is where you're going to send the transaction, is the validators, all those pieces that are super complex, that are important. And if you don't have those, then do not go into overhyped launch. And that's the thing, like, it's not even a marathon when you're like this guy at the front or the guy at the back here. But for sure, the thing is, only one can win. It's the same on Tinder. If you go on Tinder and you're gonna compete with a guy like me, there's no point, unless you're subscribed to Handsome Finance and click the notification bell, of course, then you're certified. But you have to understand in what kind of competition you are and be honest with yourself. And only the best of the best, the 0.01%, can get it. But anyways, I'm not on Tinder and dating apps. Actually, just the other day before a comedy show, this girl came up to me and said, "Oh, I saw you on Tinder." I said, "No, it's not me." So she said, "Oh, there's a guy using your pictures then." And she told me the conversation she had with the guy. The guy texted her, "Well, when you come to my place, when we are done, can my flatmate do it with you as well?" I was like, that's fucking disgusting. This guy is using my pictures and using my words. Anyways, the sniper, he used this tool, Peppermint, which cost a fortune, about 210 Sol. So that's 30K. And then you need all the things on top of that. So that's what you're competing with. Now, I am really sorry if you lost money into Baked. I wish you came earlier to the channel. I say stay away from the hype launch, the live launch. I was the first one to do a live launch on YouTube. Then, of course, everyone wanted to do that. But I showed when it's overhyped, the bots will take profit of it. We learn from it. And I don't know why people still fall in this trap. I know they could have made better launch, so I don't think Crypto Banter sniped it. However, I know that what happened on the platform DGen is not clean to me. They can explain what happened. I'm not trying to find someone to blame, because at the end of the day, the only person responsible to click buy and to click sell is the person we have in the mirror. Now, if you want to have my opinion about the meme, I don't think that's really cool. To have a meme to promote the usage of drugs, it's not funny. And I don't think it brings anything special to the space, instead to make us look like broke guys who are just at home smoking weed. But that's not what we are. We are fucking handsome. And that's why you should check out this video, where you will understand those strategies to automate your trading and to get better at it. And don't forget one thing, of course. Yes, you have to do it. I know it's annoying some days. You want to take a day off, but you have to. Stay handsome. Ciao.